Yeah, looks like we're starting off here too. Everybody but one starting at Sanctuary. eLmaGus gotta be a little different.
And it's all rupees. 50 rupees in the big 20. Yeah. So we got 3 different sprites. So we got 2 Popoys today. We got, I keep forgetting, I think it's Marissa in the top left. And then Sora in the bottom right. That one I don't see that often.
That's Sora? Oh, I thought it was just a guy with messy hair.
Yeah, he even named his file Sora just to point it out.
Fair enough, I should have been paying more attention then.
So which sprite do you like?
I still rock the Santa Link. I still use most Link-based sprites though, just because I can't bomb jump. Got some hula hand starts here, and I think we saw a small key to Myra early, and that was a hammer in the back chest and Uncle, so that's a huge payoff right there.
He said he had to be different, and his difference is very, very good. Enemies are dropping bombs, by the way, very frequently. It's a high bomb drop, or it's a high drop for enemies right now. I've seen 2 different people get bombs already off of them, and a full magic drop too off of enemies.
Prize pack is nice too, and that's even better for eLmaGus since he opted not to do the hula hand start. He might change his mind and he can still do it. Oh, it's a cape over in Lumberjack. That's really nice. But this is really cool routing when you get that early weapon. You can just literally leave Uncle and go right into Escape. You just have to be a little bit wary about leaving that dark room behind.
And see, he didn't grab it, but even that one dropped a bomb for eLmaGus. I mean, it's like one of the common item drops off enemies, it looks like.
Nice. Oh my god. And a mirror in Escape? Holy crap. This routing is paying off huge.
See, I used to do this routing. I've actually gone to where I do more of the routing like Fur and Gons do, where they do the hula ham room, and then I go through south. But for this particular seat, there's a sword in Sahasrara. So we've got plastic.
That sword's really good for Furaime too. I do think like his routing decisions is based like I would rather wait till I have a weapon to do Escape just because it's a little bit faster. So I would imagine he wouldn't put that off for too long now that he has a weapon to go up there. But you know, having the hammer and the mirror as early as possible is definitely an advantage. And even the crabs are dropping bombs today, so there's no shortage of supply. This seed, we got all the good stuff.
The tree pull so far hasn't been good. I think first tree pull was like green rupees.
Star Zelda's chest. I missed what was at the dam. I don't think it was anything too important. And Eastern is our green pendant, so I'm not sure if this game's even randomized.
Well, I mean, give me a game that's not randomized where you find Hammer by the Uncle.
That's not normal. I forget what's vanilla these days. My brain's warped from all the rando I've been playing.
I think it's supposed to be in pod, if I remember original correctly.
And speaking of that, we got
crabs are
pod.
4. Crabs are 4 bombs.
There's a big key to Meyer also in Blind Hut 2.
You weren't kidding on the shortage of bombs. Crabs aren't even just a single bomb. Crabs are 4.
Yeah. But they're kind of wishing they could hold more at this point. That looked like a fire rod at...
And the power glove. And the mushroom.
Alright.
Oh, wait. Is eLmaGus just going and checking all the random spots that nobody checks? No, he's in... Okay, there for a second I thought he was over at Agonon's cave.
No, no, he just finished up Escape, so he's looks like going north to south, going forest to Kakariko. Furaime will be heading up to Ice Shroud Cave.
So that's the big key to Measuring Mire, though. I haven't seen too much come out of Kakariko.
No, nothing yet. Yeah, just that big key to Misery Mire. small key to Ganon's Tower and the pod small key. I think that's all I've seen. And that was an ice rod, not a fire rod. Ooh, that's an early bottle for Furaime. That's really nice right now, because I haven't seen a bottle appear in Kakariko, and he hasn't been yet, so he will be saving a trip if he wants to turn it in. That's one of the perks of doing this route just a little bit later than everything else. It's because, you know, there are a few fetch quests there that, you know, you might get that you can do later. Oh, that's the flippers at the back of the bar also.
Yeah, Fur's going to check out Back of Escape 3 chests. What's we got here? Because these are all new. Can of Brine, Blue Mail, and a big key to Pod.
Okay.
Oh, a sword on library. So we know 2 swords so far.
Sword and a boot lock spot. Does that mean we'll never find the boots this run?
Watch, that's probably their master sword.
A nice little fake flipper from here from Furaime. Looks like he's probably just going to turn in this mushroom immediately. Little does he know the hammer is really closely available, and you know, could be just a cane away from doing a fake powder, but you can always wait till you get powder to see what that item is anyway. Still waiting for the seed where you see Ganon's Tower big key from the powder, and the powder's in Ganon's Tower, but if you fake powder, you can get it early. Oh, that was a small key to desert. Okay.
Yeah, so the mushroom turn-in was good, but they don't have access to desert yet. So, I mean, the small key doesn't really do them any good until they find book.
Yeah, book or another glove or flute.
Well, so if they don't have book, they have to have flute, Titan's Mitt, and mirror. And, well, they don't have to have Moon Pearl, but you have to have the other 3. So, I mean, we're pretty far away from that. Fur's about to go get his hammer. Looks like so is Kirito. But I'm guessing it's nothing good, because the one person that checked it didn't go and do a race game.
Yeah, I'd missed what it was too. Just a red rupee. Well, alright, so... we've seen everything except what is in Eastern Palace itself and what is over in Agina's Cave as far as the logic's concerned, if I recall, so...
Zora and Zora area is now in the logic too.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that one chest over there would still be in logic too. Yeah, you're right.
No, the whole area, they have flippers, so Waterfall Cave, everything.
That's a very good point. Yeah, and the hobo. Thank you for bringing that up. I completely forgot about those flippers.
Yeah, the flippers early open up quite a bit. It's gonna make me laugh because I have a feeling the next thing they're gonna find is probably the lamp, which will open up Death Mountain as well, all the way up to the first 2 chests in Hera.
Yeah.
And then one of those chests in Hera will probably have the book, which will take them back to the desert. And the desert's going to be on that right side of, or the Moon Pearl's going to be on that right side of desert.
Shh, don't tell them we have the spoiler log here. We actually don't, by the way. This is all speculation. And eLmaGus is checking Agina's Cave, so this will be new uncharted information for us.
Yeah, he tends to, he looks like he checks kind of the out-of-the-way areas, like, pretty early. Like
a little bit, yeah. I think he's just being very thorough. He just kind of had a different opening. It's so hard over there. Like, his opening... I was just going to say, it did get him the early mirror and hammer. But that dark room is still really obnoxious to do when you don't have like a sword or a lamp or anything to see your way. So this is somewhat of an advantage towards Furaime if there is anything good in that sewer's chest, because he can just mirror and go check it. And he's doing the frozen guard kill here. It's the rando way to kill this ball and chain guard.
I still have yet to have the seed where I get the ice rod early enough. Well, he's going to go do Dark Room of Escape, which is not in logic, but we'll see if it pays off. A small key to T-Rock from the Hobo.
Just because it's not in logic doesn't mean, you know, he is not going to have to do it later. While you're here, you might as well get it done, and this chest is, at least in my opinion, been known to have quite a substantial amount of value to it. Yep, and it has the moon pearl in it, so that's a pretty good chest to have there.
Alright, so that means somewhere that we have not been, we're gonna find lamp.
Yeah.
So that means I was right.
Yeah, I wonder where that lamp is. Think it's in Eastern, or you think it's over in the waterlock spots? I'm thinking waterlock spots.
You give him early flippers, I'm probably inclined to agree. It's probably Onzor himself, because that would be the reason they have power globes to go grind some money out.
Yeah. The logic actually does not include, you know, the fact that you can have a way to get money to have Zora have an item. They'll just assume you can find a way to get 500 rupees one way or the other.
So, a small key to Thieves Town, a big key to Tower of Hera, 5 bomb upgrade, 300 rupees, and another bomb upgrade. So, Hype Cave, 2 keys. Nah, but he's already in Dark World. So, because of the way Fur did that, he is already in Dark World. Way earlier than he should be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he just skipped over the lamp, you know, to get his, pearl. This is, that's gonna get a little tricky on the other end, because he did get that Hera big key. I'm wondering if eLmaGus is going to head up the mountain before he checks that one chest in the sewers.
Well, eLmaGus has already cleared the rest of Escape.
Right.
Oh, there's the third sword. Stumpy has a sword. So Fur's now on Master.
And it looks like Kirito didn't have his sword when he had went into Escape to go in the back and get the moon pearl, or if he did not want to do the dark rooms either.
Alright, so eLmaGus is more following logic. He's up in the Zora area. Waterfall Cave had nothing. Just a heart container. That means the lamp is either in Eastern or on Zora.
Yeah, I think you're right. It could technically still be like a flute too, but it's most likely the lamp for sure.
Alright, what's Digging Game have for us today? 4 digs and to pod.
That's like 2 or 3 pod small keys we've seen so far. Just getting those key collections out of the way nice is pretty good. And you have the big key too. I mean, technically they're a bow away from being able to complete that dungeon.
He's gonna see the tempered sword and be like, oh, okay.
Oh, Furaime still has not done Kakariko. Man, that's awesome. It's really nice when your routing can work out like that, where, you know, just to walk over, he got to do all that stuff in the Dark World, and then mirror to check Kakariko.
And then he's gonna portal and check Skull Woods in the first part of Thieves.
Yeah. Man, if he found a big key of Thieves too, he could just outright finish the whole dungeon.
Yeah, we know it's not in Kakariko, so unless it's in Skull or in Village of Outcasts, which, funny enough, it actually appears there quite a few times. Yeah, he'll have to come back to finish it. But I like getting the 4th chest in Thieves anyways. They have mirror. It's quick clear, so...
Yeah, it's just 4 chests. You never know what you might find, you know? The boots could be in there. A flute would be really nice in there. You just mirror, then mirror again just to turn it in. Yeah.
So right now, for people in chat are asking what the seed's pointing at. The seed was pointing at them needing the lamp. And the lamp was going to get them the escape chest, which has the moon pearl, which already given them Dark World access. As far as what it's pointing at now, Pod's pretty heavy pointed at. They've got 2 or 3 small keys in total found, plus the big key.
Yeah. Pod does seem like a nice play. You know, you also have the top of the mountain also. If you had gone to Hype Cave and gotten your hair a big key, you can finish that dungeon, you know, leaving the basement chest until you find that small key, and then you have all of the chests on East Death Mountain as well.
Well, that's true. Him knowing that he sequence broke the Moon Pearl means he knows he's supposed to have the lamp at this point. So he should realize that all of Death Mountain's in play.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. And eLmaGus is hanging out in Eastern, so we'll get a beat on where that lamp actually is. Gonzspor is in Eastern as well, and Kirito's going to be doing the Ice Rod Cave over there. Get his bottle. Checking the 4-way race. This is so much fun. I look over for 1 second and I've completely missed what's on the other screen.
Yeah, I don't think they have the Hera basement key yet, but they do. The Hype Cave has the big key to Hera. So, I mean, they get to miss 1 item. Okay, yeah, but that's 1 chest that's not bad to leave behind most of the time.
There was our lamp in the 3rd chest in Eastern Palace, so that runs us right back on logic. He most likely knows that the lamp is in that area. I'll be surprised when he decides to go back over there. You know, if he makes the assumption that the lamp's over there, he knows that he doesn't quite need it yet. You might want to wait and see if you can get a little bit more, you know, pieces to the puzzle to clear out Eastern a little bit more effectively. But also skipping Eastern, you know, that can be deciding your run also too, so.
Okay, I'm guessing Fur is going back over to the portal. Finally going to do Skull Woods.
Yeah, he's just wrapping it back around. Skull Woods, he might even elect just to do the village first and then end his route over in Skull Woods. We'll see what decision he makes here.
That's true. Since he's already done south, he might go to village first. That would make sense, and then he can wrap north. But no, looks like that was his plan before he got body blocked.
Yeah, those good old spawning guards get you by surprise. Yeah, this is really unfortunate for eLmaGus. Like, his routing paid off early, but he left just a couple of holes just because they really weren't that feasible to check, and now he doesn't know which one to go to, which, you know, is the back of escape.
Oh, there's Fire Rod. Ferger's just finding everything.
Yeah. And that was nice he went up, you know, south before he went north, because now he can just go up and finish Skull Woods.
Yeah, because after you mentioned that, I figured what he'll do is he'll go from here to Skull Woods. When he exits Skull Woods, he'll probably go check the mirror spot on north side. And then head... Oh, yeah. eLmaGus is doing what I thought the sea would want you to do. Find the lamp and then go up the mountain.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. He's probably thinking that the pearl is up here.
He's probably thinking the Pearl's in Hera because, yeah, why wouldn't the Pearl be in Hera? Ooh, half magic and thieves.
Kirito5 took a really interesting way to turn in that mushroom. He was going down a path. I see people going down so little I actually didn't know where he was for a minute. There's a big key hanging out on the top of Spectacle Rock there, and a big key inside Spectacle Rock, so it's big key rock today, I guess. And there's the Forest Sword in Thieves Town.
Alright, so more than likely, we will not see them go back for Library Sword, unless they just really want to get the Butter Sword. But for Fur and eLmaGus, they'll just not even worry about it. I'm assuming.
I missed what this. I think this was a Turtle Rock big key. That's really interesting too. I mean, they got both rods. Just need that Canis Samaria, and then I guess 2 more small keys.
And a medallion.
And a medallion. You're correct. And the mids. All right, maybe it wasn't as close as I thought.
Yeah, they're far away from access to T-Rock right now. The map to Ice Palace is what's on the ledge for Zora. What's on top? Big key to Swamp. See, both eLmaGus and Gons are going the logical route. Most items inside the logic. Unfortunately, we know that's not going to leave them with the Moon Pearl.
Am I crazy? I just saw Silver Arrow somewhere. Yes, Furaime got the silver.
Out of the backside of that back room on the second half of Skullwoods. The one with the jellyfish and the Gibdos?
Yes.
And he's got to feel comfortable. He's got, what, 8 hearts, blue mail, half magic, fire rod, and tempered?
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. It's really interesting how things have changed just on the walk up to Skullwoods. How much more powerful he had gotten for this fight.
Yeah, like I don't think he's gonna have any fear whatsoever. He's probably super comfortable.
There's no middle hole for him to fall down either, so this should be pretty free for him. What's hanging out on the island? Just a piece of heart.
And Mothula's already dead. See, my Mothula would stay up against that north wall for like an hour.
I'm familiar with that. It's really obnoxious. Yeah, you actually can't damage Mothula when he's touching the spikes. Fun fact is, if you hit an enemy into spikes, it usually actually kills them or does a lot of damage to them. They thought that would have been a little too free for Mothula, so they were just like, make the spikes not damage him. What made that really annoying is he can be invincible for like, 3/4 of the fight.
And eLmaGus and Gons are going the full rabbit hole here. They're going to check all of East Death Mountain.
It's definitely not going to be what they're looking for. It's going to probably be a big surprise to them when they don't find their pearl. But I mean, it's not like this trek hasn't been necessarily not valuable to them. They have been finding, pieces to the puzzle they're probably going to, use later to complete.
Well, it's just the difference. So the difference in him sequence breaking that means that his route up the tower or route up the mountain is going to be literally like one run. Because he's going to get to full clear Hera. The only thing he'll have to go back up for is probably Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and Hookshot Cave and the mid-slock locations, of course, yeah.
Unless he finds it on his way.
His routing has been really fortunate for him so far. He's just been finding things along the way. kind of the way you hope to have it. But I mean, that was an intentional plan of him with the the choices that he made. It just did happen to work out. There's our 5th pod small key.
Yeah, I think that hookshot or mitts are gonna be inside the inside a pod.
Okay.
Pod's got to have something at this point. I mean, it's giving them everything to full clear pod completely.
You say that now, but this mode is a little zany. Sometimes it gives you some bait. Here's all this stuff to go complete this dungeon that has absolutely nothing. You never know.
Yeah, but honestly, there's Quake. How many times have you went into pod and came back out with absolutely nothing?
At least once or twice, but yeah, it's definitely not that probable to happen. There usually is something there for sure.
Mitts on Bumper Cave would be evil. He's gonna go check it.
Pretty unlikely at this point. We'd really have to be running into those castle tower keys and then find the boots as well. Just the red mail up there, so...
So Agawan's required for red mail.
I don't know if we'll be seeing anybody do that today.
He's gonna laugh because he just saw the red mail. He's gonna see what the cape is right here.
That's how I get that red mail. You know what? No thanks. We'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, we haven't even seen the first castle tower key yet, so... It's not like we were that close to Agawan in the first place.
Something a little bit more, interesting to talk about how Furaime's routing has been working out for him. I think he's about to combo Zora and Catfish, and he's 24 rupees away from being able to check Zora, and I think the other 3 runners have already been up there, but they didn't have enough money to do it, so if he can just, find 24 more rupees, he could be the only one to get that item.
Yeah, you see how he's killing, looking for the rupees. He got a 20 rupee drop off on one enemy.
He just can't do anything wrong. Let's see, this is really working out for him.
He's 3 short.
Yeah, he's very aware of him, though.
I assume that most of the time, if this was a rupee in here, you wouldn't pick it up. I'm assuming he's probably going to pick it up if it's a rupee. It's a bottle.
That was Skull Woods and Desert, 5 and 6. So
what was on the island that Gonz just got? Because eLmaGus is getting it too.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. It was a big key. It's the big key to Ice Palace. Oh, right next to it. So if you're ever at home and you lose your keys, just check that island right next to it in the alternate dimension, and they might be there. Some interesting routing here. He's opting to take this portal. I think he had hopped down, so he had seen this big key, so he'll be getting his big key as well. I'd be curious if he swims back to the catfish area, or if he is going to hop over and do pod. I think these are his decisions right now. This is very clever routing. He's using the map very effectively to his advantage here. Something interesting you will have to keep in mind, though, is if he is planning on doing Zora, the next thing he probably wants to go do, I guess he could go up the mountain, but he's going to want to go into pod, and he's going to need money for that. And money has been pretty tight this seed. So, eLmaGus is giving us new stuff here over in pod, stuff we haven't seen yet. Catfish, given Furaime. Well, he'd already made it to 500. He got a 3-drop somewhere. And then he got his nothing from the waterfall. But they can run up here, check Zora. We can see what the fish is at. Everyone's made their trip up here, but they couldn't get the item. So there is something big here that would be a nice advantage for him.
Not that he needs any more advantage.
No, his routing has paid off for him, but, you know, this race is not over until you find that, you know, last item or last key you're looking for. So there's definitely ways to add a lot of time onto your run.
And see, eLmaGus is doing what I thought the seed was telling you. Flute is in pod.
And that's a really nice item, and he hasn't been over to Village of Outcast yet, so he can turn that in along the way as well.
I think that was a pod key in pod.
Really? Okay, so that's the 6th pod key then. Interesting.
That means they wanted you to full clear pod.
Yeah, that's...
Now, sadly, eLmaGus will not be able to do it on his first trip, but when Fur gets over there, he will.
Technically, he can do everything but, you know, Helm's, of course.
Oh, they don't have bow yet. Yeah, that's true. They can't do right side either. I forgot they didn't have bow. Oh, Fur's gonna make his trip up the mountain.
I think there's definitely going to be some more stuff here, though, in pod. I don't know where else it could be at this point. I don't think Spike Cave has been checked by anybody either. I guess the upstairs stuff in here. There's another big key of Thieves Town. So just the fun stuff of, you know, Keysanity routing. Furaime's route was looking really solid, but now eLmaGus gets to go and just one-shot Thieves Town and turn in his flute all in the same time.
Yeah, so you kind of want Fur to go over to pod soon. But I understand his routing here. He's going to go full clear Hera, except for the basement. He's going to go clear all of Death Mountain, which we know really didn't have anything.
Yeah. And unless he finds something really, really good, like, I don't know, you need like a Swamp Palace small key in the midst or something, or...
Watch him find Samaria.
Samaria didn't unlock anything for him unless he finds those mids.
Yeah, I'm just saying, watch him find Samaria. It's just gonna be hinting at T-Rock like super bad, because he's about to get the T-Rock big key. Actually, even better, watch him find the mitts, and then on Dark Death Mountain, he'll find Cane of Samaria.
Gonzspor using some Quake strats on the Gibdos. They will freeze them for a little bit, as if, you know, it's kind of the same effect as hitting them with the boomerang. Kirito just did the back of Escape, which had his Dark Palace big key, and Blue Mel, which is nice, you know, just for the safeties. Mail upgrades are always nice in this game, as long as you have the mirror. If you don't have the mirror, then they can be annoying, because you can't Death Warp to get to the beginning of the dungeon. Or you can, it just takes forever. Outside of Furaime checking the top of Hera here, we're kind of at that point in Keysanity, just because the routes can be so divergent that, you know, we're kind of seeing things that we've already seen from all the other runners.
But you're still trying to pay attention to 4 people at once.
Yeah. So. Ooh, I think eLmaGus is doing the north to south route too, and yeah, he doesn't have his fire rod yet. The most annoying thing in Keysanity is when you go to a location, you know, and you clear it out, you're like, all right, I didn't really get too much, and then the next location has like the critical piece to the place you were just at. It's the worst feeling, because you know you're your routing just is fine, but it's just you're doing it backward.
Well, Fur got well, the reason he's doing this, and it's smart, is because he got the full key. He got the big key to eat, thieves. He doesn't know that Fire Rise is waiting for him in the chess game.
Mm-hmm.
Silver arrows, there they are, just like we thought in the back of that one room.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm not sure. I probably would have rather have gone to the location that I had known that I could have cleared out before I went to the one that I didn't have the pieces quite yet. But
yeah, but this is
Keysanity's kind of crazy.
This is normal routing though. Almost everybody will hit Skull Woods on entry. Just because, like, some casters have been calling it Value Woods, it tends to have something.
Oh, there's the boots.
Okay, Fur. And it's a pendant. But he has boots. That means he has access to butter if he wants it. And then he has access to 2 more search.
Yeah, I would say I would do a pendant Moldorm for the boots any day.
So I know you're a runner that's been around for a bit. How do you like Keysanity so far?
The mode itself is a lot of fun. This tournament itself is just absolutely crazy just because of the route divergence, and sequencing is very important in Keysanity. Furaime is kind of showing you the values of like very fortuitous sequencing, and then you can see some of the other runners like with the late Moon Pearl and stuff like that of just kind of how they're sequencing, which the routing was fine, but it kind of hurt them a little bit in the end. And these are the things that just add up so much time, and it's very hard to predict it. But it makes it very fun. It's kind of a more dynamic and on-the-fly routing situation, whereas in the standard modes, you kind of just roll through everything in the same way and just, try to do it really well.
Well, see, I'm along the school of runners that I'm not super high skill level at the game yet. I'm still learning. So this ability for me to be able to win, because like you said, for aim, I have not watched Furaime or eLmaGus a lot. I know they're both great runners, but either one of them can probably win any given seed on a regular execution day. This seed, though, is coming down a lot to their choices. So Fur right now, I believe, is advantaged. Again, we use advantages instead of leads in this because it can change at any moment. eLmaGus could still find the go mode items before Fur does, but at this time, he has found more stuff that matter.
Yes, and you're definitely 100% right on that. Like, it's why this tournament is definitely a lot of fun, because all skill levels you can still compete, because the mode itself and its craziness kind of is the equalizer of everything here.
And to answer chat, like, they're telling you, no, there's not a lot of people who know how to hover. It's probably like maybe 5 people, and that might be being generous. Oh, hey, look at that single arrow from the big chest in Tower of Arrow.
Coming up here to check Spike Cave. I was wondering if he was going to make that play. He did get the Cane of Barona. I don't think you actually need the half magic and the logic anymore. I think that was changed to only be required from the cape, and we're quite a ways away from getting that cape.
Well, I didn't watch Final Form's last race, but I haven't seen a lot of people do it in racing situations. I'm sure there's a ton of people who know how to hover, but I mean, I've not seen a lot of people do it racing. Ooh,
wow, that's the mid
and Spike. That's trolly as crap.
Yeah, it's tough decision now. This is really interesting.
That's a garbage location for those. Like, that's not a place you would normally think about that those would be in. Good call by Fur, though.
The mitts were kind of the one item I thought that would keep him away from Pod, because that actually gave him, you know, some other more valuable things to do. So he'll come over here, and he's got the Ice Palace big key. It's not on his tractor yet. He definitely does have it, though. So he can just go ahead and full clear this dungeon, and why not, you know? The less holes you leave, you know, the less chances you leave something behind. You just hope that you're faster than, you know, your opponent. We'll be getting some new stuff up here on the top of Thieves. I don't think we've seen anybody come up here yet. So, got to compass the Desert Palace. That's brand new and exciting.
Yeah, so Ice and the finishing of Thieves Town are both new to us. We haven't seen either of these yet.
Oh, and Pod was the last pendant. Okay. We have big keys to almost everything.
They found out Pod is a pendant, so yeah, we know everything then. Full knowledge already. So Desert's required, and then everything but Pod and Dark World's required. So we're still missing Bow, Hook Shot. We know where Flute's at. We may be missing Bombos. We're missing Cane of Samaria.
And then a Desert Palace big key, and then I guess a handful of Turtle Rock small keys, and then, you know, the game-changing Ganon's Tower big key.
Yeah, which can be literally freaking anywhere. I'm hoping for one of those just bad seeds, given the way this has been nice to them. I'm hoping it's one of those you have to dip into Ganon's Tower to get something to find the big key.
I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, I kind of hope that happens, though, too.
I've only seen it like twice. Like, and it's been in casual seeds. It hasn't even been in seeds like this for the tournament. I almost would prefer that rather than the pet seed. Unless they got to dip into Ganon's Tower to get something to finish the last pendant to do pet.
Oh, come on, man. You're too mean.
Which there's absolutely nothing that could be at this point, though. That's, well, no. What if Ganon's Tower big key is on ped and Bow is in GT? Since both Pod and Eastern Palace are pendants. Is this the one time that's actually logical?
Huh? Could that actually be a thing? I think you're right. There's a good blind fight by Magus there too. Yeah, that's... You know what? I'm for that. Let's have that happen.
Blind had the cane. Is what chat's yelling.
Cane of Samara from Blind? Okay, so that's another...
That's a required item out of the way. Yeah, I doubt we'll have that, but I think this is the one seed where it's actually in logic that Bow can be in GT. And then either Eastern Pod or the Ped could have the GT big key.
Oh yeah, that could make hovering kind of sick in this if you happen to come across or you hover those two chests in Pod and find the GT big key over there, then find the Bow and GT, and you're just already ready to go. Still need the Bow to finish the game, even though you don't need him to finish those, you know, two pendants, of course.
Yeah, because Bow, here's the fun part about the Bow for this seed, for anybody who's wondering why I'm talking about this. The Bow is 100% required to beat the seed. But, because of the way the dungeon's laid out, it's not required anytime soon. It's only required for the Gauntlet, which can put it anywhere that's not the top of Ganon's Tower. Even better, even better. Somebody saying that they can't check pedestal. I was like, even better. It's got to be a blind pull.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, actually, it's not even required for the end boss. It's required for the. I don't know the name of the enemy.
The mimics. There's some red mimics. After the big key door in Ganon's tower, they take only the bow can damage them, and you have to kill them to open the next door.
Yep, there we go. I knew that. I forgot that there were mimics for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like that's a hard thing to remember. We got the hammer strats coming out over here.
He's doing a really nice job. I think he'd gotten 3 in real early, and he just needed the 4th. That was a very nice hammer Mothula there. And something to note about Magus and Furaime is they both were made it even out of the groups in the last Open tournament. They were both top 16 runners.
And they're both currently 2-0. One of them will have their first defeat in this race.
Unless they tie, and then the rematch. That's what I hope for. I hope everybody ties, and they just keep rematching till all of eternity, so the rando never ends. That's my what I always want every race.
Oh, chat's even more evil than we are. Somebody said Bo in Ganon's tower with the book on Ped, and then the GT big key on the ether tablet.
That's crazy, chat. You guys just knock that nonsense off. Wow. Okay.
But I hope it happens.
Cotton Candy Boss just disappeared there. I didn't see anything very valuable in Ice Palace.
There hasn't been. I mean, they're still missing. The only thing useful we found lately is Candace Maria. Everything else is still just out in the wind.
That can be a little troublesome when you know, take a somewhat of an early play into Ice Palace. You could complete it, but you don't find anything. I mean, it's a dungeon you still had to complete, but you gotta wonder if your opponent is just not going to go to Ice Palace, and if there's nothing there, then you know that they have the potential to go mode it later.
Yeah, but with the number of items needed, I doubt we're going to see any go mode dungeons this seed. Because, like, we can't do Swamp yet. We don't have the Swamp Small. We can do Pod. We can't finish Pod, though, because of the bow. But we know Pod's required for the flute. If Fur goes over into Pod like he's looking like he's going to head,
I don't know where else he can go.
He'll get flute, and then he'll be able to go to Mire area.
And you say that now, but you also have to think that.
Oh, he's going to check Pyramid. I don't think we've seen Pyramid yet.
No, we haven't seen that first chest behind Agate Tower either. What makes it interesting for the other runners, because they're probably going to find mitts a lot later. They're probably going to have more pieces to do some of the stuff like, you know, dip into Turtle Rock, or they can opt to go and do Mire instead of Ice Palace. So if they find the pieces that they need there, go modeling Ice Palace is actually a pretty high possibility.
Yeah, but it's merely the sheer number of items we still need. So we need bow, that's 1. We possibly need bombos. I'm going to count it until we know. So that's 2. We need to know we have Kane and the flute. We may need book. Book could be required. We still need a GT big key. We still need a Desert Palace big key. We still need a Swamp Palace small key. We still need at least 2 more T-Rock small keys.
Yeah.
So our item list is not small. And we've already seen Ice Palace completed, Thieves Town completed, Skulls completed. See, the reason that I like if Fur goes and gets the flute out of Pod, and this is the reason I like it.
I mean, I think Eastern and Pod are his only plays he has left to make, and then outside of that, it would be the 2 chests up on Dark Death Mountain. I guess 3 chests since he has the book, or the boots. I'm not sure if he did King's Tomb yet. Actually, he must have, because he had the mitts.
Yeah, because he can almost full clear pot. He can almost full clear Mire. He's just missing the KSMR Alpha Blonde, which he could go and finish Thieves' Town once he finds the big key. I actually think he might do that.
He will definitely
He's
do
gonna
that.
and then if he does that, he'll be able to full clear not only Mire, but he'll be able to almost full clear Desert. Like the only thing he'll be missing out of Desert is the big chest and Lamolus.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot of items. Like I really like if he routes like that.
This is really interesting. eLmaGus just dipped into Swamp to check that one chest, and he pulled a shovel out of it. So we're gonna see immediately what that first chest contains.
That would be horrible. Chat's like, what if this is the Swamp Palace small key behind the shovel?
It's the worst.
You have to open up Swamp. Oh god, just the logic of that. You have to open up Swamp, leave with the shovel, come back and reopen it up. It is a small key. Oh, it's Hera.
Ooh. I mean, you can just go ahead and stick that small key in the Hera basement. This is, again, even more of an interesting thing that could give eLmaGus an advantage, just because he hasn't been up to Hera yet, so he's going to want to do that, and that's even better for him because he will most likely check Spike Cave right after and get his mitts. It's nice to have a little bit of an incentive to go back up to the mountain.
Yeah, and we're seeing Fur has so many keys, he doesn't even care how he opens everything, pretty much. He's going to be able to get every item.
Yeah.
And still have the key left over.
5 keys is nice. You just do a hammer jump and then you can open all the doors, so you don't have to... I mean, he can't do the Mimic Room regardless, so he had to... All these doors that he's opening, he pretty much has to.
Well, here's the funny part. He doesn't have to do the hammer jump.
He doesn't have to, but he doesn't know that yet, because he doesn't know where that 6th small key is, so you might as well just save it.
Well, he's about to grab the 6th small key. It's in the dark room.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point, so he might just opt not to do it.
He's going to go down, as soon as he goes down the stairs, I believe it's the right chest that he's going to hit next.
I had forgotten about that. He might just do it anyways. He wants to look cool.
I think this key does not have a text box. Yeah, see? There's the other pod key. Yes, Fur still doesn't have lamp. Fur still has not been to Eastern, but as you can tell, Fur doesn't need lamp. At least not yet.
He'll be going into Eastern right after this. I didn't notice. I wonder if any of the other runners made the play on Eastern after they did pod, because the Eastern big key was in pod. I mean, it would just be for one chest. I don't know.
Like this is to me is one of the trickier rooms to do dark. Any of the mazes.
They are tricky. I know a lot of runners, they just use a map as a crutch. You are allowed to use maps or anything like that while you're playing this game. It's not against the rules. I know I still use one. I don't have this room memorized by any means.
I mean, look at how fast he's flying through this. Now, something I did notice, he did bomb the wall over to the bow side. Does that mean he knows how to hover? I guess not.
Oh, no, he probably just bombed it because, when you come back, you might as well just have it bombed so you don't have to menu to pull your bomb out to do it next time, because you need your bombs out anyway. It's just I'm menuing a time save there. And that was just a Skullwood small key in the Hera basement, so the whole Swamp Palace play didn't really pay off for Magus in that sense.
Just a small time thing. Probably lost him like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, the cutscene and all of that, but at least he
at least he eliminated it now.
Yeah, the peace of mind is really beautiful in this mode, knowing that, oh Christ, it's not there, because he doesn't have his mitts yet. He's running out of things to check.
Oh, that's an interesting way to set up that bomb jump.
Yeah, it's just a little bit slower than doing it the traditional way because you have to wait for, 2 bomb fuses, but it's a lot safer. And when you fall down that hole, the switch is going to be up. You gotta either figure out a way to flip the switch, mirror to the start of the dungeon, but you're walking up 2 floors, so it's definitely a lot less time than, dealing with a failed bomb jump.
Alright, well, no more dark rooms for Fur. And eLmaGus is about to get his boots.
It was just $50 in the Eastern Big Chest. Okay. So at this point, I'm pretty sure Magus knows that the gloves are either in Spike Cave or in the 2 Bonk Rocks, because I don't think they could be anywhere else for him. And he's going immediately to Spike Cave, yeah.
Well, he hasn't checked the Eastern Palace Big Chest. And he hasn't checked... That's it. Yeah, you're right. He's already completed pretty much all he can. I expect we'll see Fur go get his flute activated.
Yeah, he can activate his flute and finish up Thieves Town and get his... See, I was wondering if he had gone over here. I was pretty sure I saw him just go the other way. I think he had forgotten it. Because he would have had the mitts and the boots at the same time, I think? Yeah.
Him and eLmaGus are both checking it, and it's just a big 20.
57 minutes in, we have sync.
Because I don't think eLmaGus has activated his flute either, so I think they're both headed to activate the flute right now.
I think I saw him go back and activate it. He had missed it the first time around, but then he had walked back and done it. So I do think he does have it activated.
Okay.
We'll say someone did just point out in chat, like, eLmaGus is kind of finding these items on the last leg of the string. It's a very nauseating feeling to have when you're running, just because you always just assume that your opponent's playing better than you. You don't know that to be true or not, but, you would prefer not to find things in the last location available.
Yep, and Fur's going straight into Thieves Town. And this is... Oh, and then eLmaGus went straight to Mire.
Yeah. See, again, this was the play that I thought was interesting with Ice not paying off. If he, keeps finding more breadcrumbs and more pieces to... get his go mode before he makes that decision to go into Ice Palace, that's a very big time save for eLmaGus. I mean, like you said, we are still missing a lot of items, but that would be a play that I would be really interested in to, somewhat equalize the advantage of this race.
We'll see, as soon as Fur finishes Thieves Town, I expect him to be over in Mire.
Right. Oh, most def. I mean, that's, where it's either that or Turtle Rock. He'd probably just rather do a dungeon he could full clear than take the gamble of finding a small key in Turtle Rock.
Well, eLmaGus has already found all 3 keys to Turtle Rock that he needs.
Interesting. I wonder where that other one was. Maybe it was here in Thieves Town.
Yeah, we missed one somewhere. Could have been in the basement somewhere of Thieves Town, because I know I missed everything prior to the bomb fight.
I just saw like a compass and money. I don't know if I saw what was in Blind's chest itself.
Or the big chest.
I don't think there was anything in the big chest, but I would also not like to be quoted on that. Someone in chat says it was in the big chest.
Hey, somebody did go back to the library to get butter.
Why not? It makes a better sound.
It's also a time save on a lot of the regular bosses. Like, I think it's a time save on Cold Stare. Who do they got? Who's he got left that's a time save on? Cold Stare, technically Lamb Molus. Don't think it really saves time on Argus. It can save time on Vitreous.
Yeah. Saves time on almost sort too, just because you don't have to menu to your silvers.
And Trinax. Just because you one-shot both heads.
Oh yeah, you can actually zero cycle with the butter sword. That's the only way you can do it. Alright, so if Magus, wanted to grab some water, coffee, he's got to wait for this wall on the other screen to scroll all the way to the right to unveil the hole he needs to drop down. This is a chest that, some runners like to skip just to save 20 seconds on their opponent. Fun fact about that scroll room too is the exact same time to scroll the wall, same as in Pod. It just feels longer because you don't see it.
So Jim is saying that butter is worth getting just for the legendary quad arrow on Ganon on stream.
There's that too. But I haven't seen anybody pull that one off yet. That takes a lot of RNG just to happen, and then you also have to execute properly. I know I can't do the latter of those two, so...
I just kill Ganon regular. I don't get fancy with it.
I don't care. If you pull off a quad arrow on stream, you won the race, in my heart, regardless of what happens. Oh yeah, we haven't seen the escort stuff. Gonzspor was doing it. I just saw him do hammer pegs, and he turned into frog, and I was envisioning quad arrows killing Ganon that I didn't look at what the item was. I'm a bad commentator.
Well, it doesn't look like it was anything worth mentioning, because there's nothing on his tracker that we were waiting to find.
Man, Misery Mire is like the big 20 den here.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. All the items are starting to lean and shift towards like a couple areas. So
Desert or T-Rock, yeah.
all he can are desert after this, I assume, and checkerboard cave. So maybe he'll get something there, maybe. I mean, we're still missing hook shot too, which is a big item.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't turn into the, you gotta dip swamp to get your hook shot. But of course, you're gonna need that small key before you do it first. Kirito's making that play on swamp too. He's gonna get his shovel. That leads to the Harrod basement key. That leads to the Skullwood small key. Sequence that looks
probably gonna have the hook shot or the small swamp key. One of the two. Turtle Rock's probably gonna have the other piece of the puzzle. It's just bow that worries. If I was the runners, I'd be worried about bow more than I'm worried about any other item in the game right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with how they're gonna be clearing things, you might as well just go ahead and look for that in Ganon's Tower.
But yeah, what I'm saying though is I wouldn't be like, what's the word I'm looking for? I would be tense until I found it.
I definitely wouldn't be skipping chest, for sure. There was a small key on the desert ledge. I don't know if Magus checked it immediately or if he had just hopped into check the Mire chest. But I will say I'm very curious about that chest, or that key.
Somebody just said, don't worry about bow, it'll be okay. I think chat just cursed this. Oh, so Fur is gonna actually reverse and dip. Well, he's gonna get the key, but he might dip desert first.
That is the swamp. Okay.
Alright, so we've got... Oh, hookshot is off of Vitreous.
Okay.
So that's full swamp access from the desert area.
That's full swamp access, and I mean they also have almost full access to Turtle Rock too. That's a very interesting play, but yeah, again, That opens up a lot of stuff.
I think he was thinking about heading to Land Mollus first and then realized he didn't have the big key yet. Because eLmaGus kind of did a loop around the door.
He's just, you know, he hasn't had his boots for that long in his seat. He was just testing them out, you know, still breaking them in.
Alright, right side had a big 20. And small key to Ice Palace. Not useful.
Yeah, this is a good point. They did need the boots to get the hook shot there. I tend to see that a lot lately. If you're missing the hook shot, it likes to be in Mire, because it's like one of the weird dungeons where you can directly lock it, force you know, another item being required.
Yes, that was Swamp Palace small key on the desert ledge. Okay, so we have Dark Death Mountain too, according to the chat. So we have all of Swamp, we have all of T-Rock, and all of Dark Death Mountain left. And we still need the GT big key. Technically, by logic, you need one more Turtle Rock small key, even though the runners won't need it if they skip a chest.
Well, we need something good in that chest.
We need the bow, potentially Bombos, and potentially Book.
And eLmaGus is heading to Swamp. I think I know what... Well, he's got a flute. That doesn't make too much sense, but I think this might be a Swamp to Ice Palace play from him.
Which is fine. He's going to pretty much have everything cleared. He's going to get to go up the mountain. He's going to be looking... I mean, if the desert big key's in here, he gets to run over, clear desert, run up, clear Hera, and he's on his way to GT.
Yeah, that's very true. That's that's very interesting that he's literally a one big key away from being able to go into GT. And then, of course, you know, keeping my dream alive that he can just go mode Ice Palace and save all that time. Whether he wants to do that or not, you know, it's up to him, but that could be an interesting gamble to make. And I can't imagine him feeling necessarily too ahead in his seat with kind of how some of these item changes have worked out for him.
They're fairly even, though, if you look at their dungeons cleared and stuff. Like, right now, first clearing Mire, but eLmaGus still has to clear Ice.
Yes.
Which, Ice is the faster of the two dungeons.
Yes. No, yeah, it's definitely really not too much of a difference here. And Furaime lost a little bit of, you know, his phantom advantage from doing the escort missions, which didn't really pay off for him.
So we're 3 items technically away from go mode.
Yes.
2 big keys and bow, for sure. Yes, eLmaGus has made up a lot of time.
No, there was nothing useful and nice. You know, if he did have the Supreme Vision to go mode it, he most certainly could. It'll be an interesting call, and it'll probably really depend on what items he gets here in Swamp. Like, you know, the Ganon's Tower Big Key. That's a very interesting item.
That's in the Swamp big chest.
So now we just need the bow and the
Desert Palace big key. We're still 2 items away. But see, here's what I was talking to about you earlier. Look what we're still missing. We're still missing the bow. Because Eastern and Pod are not required, by logic, the bow can be locked literally anywhere. We
Right.
could be playing the chess game for bow and Ganon's Tower.
It's definitely a possibility. It's going to be interesting. I think it's hanging out in Turtle Rock, though.
More than likely, either that or the last 2 spots in Desert.
Yeah.
Bow can not be a ped.
Oh. Kirito was about to give us some new information, but he picked up the pot, so you kind of just have to fall down and reset the room, but he almost got that bonk over. He picked up the last pot before he got
the Hosserla cannot have the bow either. Ped, I believe Ped at this point's dead, unless Bombos is required for T-Rock. But in that case, we're gonna find the bow. Correct, for Philion. That's the last 2 items we have for the Ped dream.
Nice 1 cycle on Argus there at the end. 2 fire rod shots in the spin will take care of him. And basically, crystals in tandem here for Furaime and eLmaGus. Literally, just 1 crystal, separates them.
Well, eLmaGus is going to dip back in. He didn't do left side, so he's got to go run the left side gauntlet real quick. Fur's going to go follow and do swamp. He's not going to do left side at all?
I was wondering if he's just going to start making some plays here. He got that GT big key. He seemed a little committed just to, make up some time.
That's brave, because if either Bow or Desert Plus Big Key are on left side swamp, that is a big miss.
Yeah, it's his, he might be having a little bit of a, awareness of his position in the race based on, those unfortunate routings with the Moon Pearl in the midst, just trying to make up some time. We'll see how he decides to clear Ice Palace. That's going to be the more interesting thing here. He doesn't have to check everything if he doesn't want to.
I mean, so normally in an open road race, yeah, skipping left side, it's like, okay, you can skip it, it's 2 items, probably not good. Skipping it in Keysanity is a lot bigger deal usually.
Yeah. You just, there's more required items that are required, and then there could be dungeon items over in left side swamp. That's not the case in Keysanity. Every chest, somewhat holds equal value, I suppose. It's not exactly true, but it kind of is true.
We're gonna find out probably if that's gonna burn him here in a minute. And that's the unfortunate thing is if there's something over there, because we know there's nothing ice. He's gonna full clear ice for nothing. But the unfortunate part for him is, this is a 2-0 race. This is to stay undefeated in this tournament right now. So if he took that gamble and his gamble doesn't pay off, that probably would cause him to get his first loss.
Yeah, but I mean, making up time here and there, I did think Furaime was a little bit ahead. Now things really seem to have equaled up due to some of these chests that haven't been checked. It could easily win him the race also, You gotta think about that as well.
I mean, I'm guessing he's going to clear a lot of ice. Because chat's debating how much of ice he's going to clear. I mean, he skipped the bomb jump, so I'm guessing he's going for all the chests in here, knowing he's missing stuff.
He skipped the bomb jump?
Yeah, he didn't bomb jump. I don't think. I was watching 2 different screens, but I'm pretty sure he just ran down the path with the pegs down.
I suppose he has enough keys to do this then. I think you just need 1 key to get away with it, depending on how you route it.
Yeah, somebody else said he didn't bomb jump too. And it's not bad. I mean, he has big key, he has small keys, he has everything. So, I mean, he has Ganon some Aria. He doesn't need to do the bomb jump.
Right. You just have to make sure you have enough keys to get downstairs. I think you have to route the Ice Tea chest a little differently if you're not going to bomb jump with Samaria, unless you have 2 Ice Palace keys when entering the dungeon.
They had 1.
Yeah, so he'll have to check the Ice Tea chest going through the, I guess the bottom route instead of doing the bomb jump over here. Yeah, the way he's going.
Alright, I'm interested to see if Fur is doing left side.
He is most certainly doing left side with this routing.
So we're about to see if eLmaGus made a mistake or not. And we won't even call it a mistake, it's a gamble. Sometimes your gambles pay off, sometimes they don't. It's just like earlier with Fur. His gamble to do Dark Escape early paid off. He got first Dark World access super early. That's kind of crazy because that's possible. Somebody in chat said a troll location for the bow would be the GT big chest, which nobody ever checks.
It's definitely a possibility. It'd be really interesting. Or just
In
behind Ice Armos. That's always the most fun. You don't see that enough in these modes.
Oh jeez, yeah, having to kill them with like swords.
Sword beams work really well on them. What actually works really well is Cannon Brine with half magic. You can easily take care of them.
I hear that's the fun strat. Kirito took another death.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
And I know he's in ice, I just don't know where he was at in ice.
eLmaGus still has a key left, so I don't think he checked that Ice Tea chest, did he?
So there's the other small key to Turtle Rock by logic. I didn't see what was in the first chest.
I didn't either. I don't see a bow lit up, so...
I don't see the Desert Palace big key either, so we're okay with him skipping that chest for now.
Yeah, unless there's something in the vanilla big key chest in Turtle Rock, then you're gonna have some problems.
So this is gonna come down to execution. With eLmaGus being into the dungeon slightly ahead, though.
Yeah, he's making the play on Turtle Rock now. Just because of the insight we have, we know that this is correct because everything else has been, you know, checked along the way.
He has no access to anything else. I mean, other than he hasn't done the escort missions.
Yeah, the escort missions, and then the 2 chests in Swamp, and then the Ice Tea chest. But yeah, that those decisions of what has made up this time for him.
Yeah, somebody made a point. We haven't checked Hookshot Cave either yet.
Yeah. No, Hookshot Cave we haven't checked. Well, someone has checked Super Bunny. Kirito had checked Super Bunny and then the first chest in Hookshot Cave.
Oh, by the way, the full heart container in Swamp Palace was the Saint card.
Nice.
Fur just got a health refill before the Argus fight.
And Furaime hasn't checked his dig spot. That's really the only thing he's missing outside of heading up to the mountain. And then, obviously, what comes from that being the Hera basement.
So, Ped Dream for everybody involved is down to the Desert Palace Big Key only.
It'd be pretty interesting for it to be on the pedestal. I think having the bow and Turtle Rock creates the most fun.
The bow and only the bow.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute.
Because think about it this way, they've got both big keys to those dungeons. The sea gave them the materials to complete the dungeons if they find the bow. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. Except it is now.
There's the...
Ped Dream dead. Sorry, guys. Ped Dream just died in like 3 seconds.
This is a really interesting decision. Man, finding that desert big key there, I don't know if I would opt to just go ahead and clear Turtle Rock or if I would just go do desert first. I feel like I would save and quit here and just do desert.
I mean, he's already up here. I mean, how much of a time save is it, really?
He has to come back up here anyways to go to Ganon's Tower. If you found the bow from Lanmola or from the desert big chest or even Big Bomb, go moding Turtle Rock versus checking all of the chests is a huge time save.
That is true. I know, it's just more odds that's in here, and I think that's what he's going to gamble with is the odds play.
Right. I just don't. I don't see it as a time loss by leaving to check it because you're gonna have to come back up here anyways. Unless, of course, if he finds the bow, he's in go mode, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and Furaime's gonna be right behind him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, but they are not far apart. It's probably about a minute and a half advantage toward Magus. Which, depending on how trolly Bo is, might not be that big of a lead. Oh, geez. The Magus skipped right side fire rudder him.
That's a way to make up time for sure. He's just kind of skipping chest in every dungeon, saving a minute here, a minute there, and he's found himself in the lead in this race. Actually, no. I take that back. Skipping these chests is very smart in Turtle Rock specifically because when you finish this dungeon, you get exited out to the beginning. That's when you can go and check those chests. So you really don't lose that much time at all by going in. In fact, it actually might be a little quicker just because you save a couple of backtrack screen transitions. And you're getting to the meat and potatoes of this dungeon when you check the backside of it first anyways. So this is actually kind of a veteran Keysanity move. I had just recently learned about it.
Well, let's see if Fur decides to check desert first, or if you go straight into T-Rock too.
Yeah, I'll be curious of that. I'll probably go into T-Rock also. They're both reasonable plays by all means.
I get your point. You're gonna have to come back up the mountain anyways. You might as well go ahead and dip out, check, because if you can go mode it, then it's just better.
Missing just one item, though, would make that play make sense. If you're missing 2 items, it doesn't quite make sense because you could just find the bow in Turtle Rock and then have to go do the bow stuff, and then you'd be making 3 trips up the mountain opposed to, the Force 2.
Big key to Skullwoods.
We just keep adding on to the fetch quest here.
Alright, he thought about it. He almost saved quit. He's going.
No, you don't save and quit at this point.
Yeah, I mean, but he's going to that desert first.
Oh, and Furaime did. Yeah, it does make a little bit of sense. Gonzspor just finished up Mire, by the way. I apologize that our focus has really been up top, but this race is very tight right now.
Yeah, this race between the top 2 is very, very tight race, and it's going to finish before the bottom race does, from the looks of it. So far, eLmaGus has not found it, though. And see, if eLmaGus doesn't find it here, he's got all that in the back of his mind of stuff he skipped.
Yeah, those are going to be the last places he goes back to, and it's going to be, we know that, the Ice Palace chest isn't going to bother him, but it's to be determined whether or not that swamp play is going to have a factor, because we don't know what's in that one.
The small key to Castle Tower. Yet another added location, unless Bo is here or Trinex. He's gonna be checking some stuff. And it is not. Let's see if it's Trinex.
If the bow happens to be in the Skullwood's big chest, that's the really big advantage towards eLmaGus, though. That was the one thing I hadn't considered was there was still a fetch quest or two left that would make finishing Turtle Rock a better play.
Well, I mean, Fur's gonna go back and check it.
That's correct, but he would be then adding, that'd be 3 trips up the mountain opposed to 2, because he'd have to, go back up, finish it, get the fetch quest, find the bow, then go back up for the 3rd time. I'd forgotten about that one fetch quest left.
But I'm assuming what he's gonna do is he's gonna do this, and here's the big difference. If eLmaGus doesn't find it here, eLmaGus has to go down the mountain and back up before going to GT. What Fur's gonna do is Fur's gonna go up to T-Rock and then go straight to GT.
There's that too, yes.
He won't do the fetch quest first. Now, unfortunately for Fur, Desert does not hold the bow. But it holds bomb bows. Okay. Trinex's bomb bows.
eLmaGus has finished Ice Palace. So.
Oh, Fur's going to do the Fat Fairy real quick.
Yeah, he'll do Fat Fairy. And then he'll just go ahead and do
T-Rock into GT.
Yeah, but I mean, there's these few chests up here that Magus didn't check.
There's 3 chests. What if it's in the vanilla big key chest?
That's unfortunately just bad luck for Magus. I don't think you can rebound from that. Alright, so Turtle Rock was not the direct answer, so to speak. We'll have some interesting opportunities available.
It's not Fat Fairy.
Alright, it's time for him to go up the mountain, and then he'll be making that play on Ganon's Tower, so...
And this is what I was talking to you about earlier when we found out the dungeons, and I was talking about how trolly this bow could be. This bow is literally could be the most troll bow ever.
They're making very good time for this, and that kind of just goes to the layout of the seed. It allowed you to be very efficient, which, I mean, that's very nice. If they're going to 100% the seed, at least it lets them do everything, for the most part, in one go.
Well, see, it can't be on PED, and it can't be on... it can't be an Eastern or Pod anymore.
No, it's a Skull...
So we're...
Skullwood Big Chester GT.
Yeah, so more than likely what we're going to get to see here is we're going to get to see, once he finishes T-Rock and he's going to go to GT, we might be playing a guessing game here shortly. What chest is the bow going to be in? And it's 0 to 23.
Yeah, 0 to 23, or, you can include 24 to add that Skullwood's Big Chest on there also.
Is the original by itself 22 or 23?
22. So 23 because you have to include the Ganon's Tower Big Chest. 24 for the Skullwood's Big Chest.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that since that's technically 25 because we still have the vanilla location and for the big key in Turtle Rock. But I'm assuming that Fur's gonna check it.
I believe he is. Man.
And if it's there, then he has such a commanding lead. It's not even going to be close.
Yes. If it's not there, though, man, I don't even know.
Well, because he's still working on finishing up T-Rock,
right.
And it's going to take him a minute. And eLmaGus just has to go back up the mountain.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to check Big Bomb. We'll see if he decides to check the big chest to Skullwoods. Man, I figure at this point, you probably just head back up the mountain, though. I mean, you've left Chest and Swamp, Ice. I don't know why you would go to Skullwoods or Fat Fairy.
He may check Fat Fairy.
You just go up the mountain, right?
No, Fat Fairy is a good check. Because a lot of... If you're missing something and, you know, it's the 5-6 crystals, I mean, it's not like it's a long check. I like his check here. We know it's not going to pan out, but I don't think it's wrong.
No, definitely.
The trackers, just so everybody can know, the trackers already said that there's the tracking software is not updating right now, so bear with them. There's going to be stuff missing for a moment.
All right. Will it be in this one chest?
If it's in this one chest, Fur's got this race. I don't think there's any possible way he could lose if it's right here. I mean, it would take like a console crash. Okay, it's a Smoky Skull. So, Skullwood's big chest or Ganon's tower?
Oh well, Megs hadn't checked the pyramid yet. It's not there.
There's also the second chest in Castle Tower.
Yeah,
he did get a Castle Tower key. That's another location. We're still at 25. Well, does he check it though? He hasn't checked either, so yeah, he's going
checking it. Yeah.
But he hasn't checked either of them, so it's two chests he can knock out quick.
Furaime couldn't check that on his way here because he hadn't done Turtle Rock yet to get that first Castle Tower key.
So this is the reverse situation. If it's in the Dark Maze chest,
yeah,
I don't think there's any way eLmaGus can lose it.
Same with the Skullwoods big chest if he opts to go over there as well.
Alright. Watch eLmaGus' screen like a hawk, because this chest matters. Nope.
Not there.
Alright, we're down to 24 chests, folks. 24 locations. Where is it? Now, here's the fun part. There's actually technically 2 other spots it could be.
Oh, and he's not heading up there immediately yet, so I guess this is Catfish, and then if he's not finished with Catfish, or after he finishes with Catfish, he'll probably roll up to Zora as well, because I know he didn't have the money to check it his first attempt there.
But you do realize there's 2 more spots it could be, right?
Hmm.
It could be on Aether or Bombos.
Yeah, that is a possibility. We need a book for that to happen, but yeah, that book is probably most certainly in GT at this point. You're not wrong there.
Yeah, somebody in chat just said that too. Yeah, Magic Bat's possible if they find powder.
Oh my god, it's Magic Bat.
I mean, the bow is not locked by anything. The only, again, the only place the bow can't be. It can't be in Upper Gauntlet. It can't be in Pod anymore. And it can't be in Eastern anymore. Because they only have the boss left on both dungeons.
Alright, he's checking the Skullwoods big chest.
Oh boy. This is kind of a hype ending to a race, though.
I'm like literally on edge because I don't know what's gonna happen, and
I mean, odds say it's in Ganon or Ganon's Tower leads to it. That's what the odds say. Now, if the game goes against the odds and puts it right here in this chest, yeah, you're gonna see eLmaGus just fly.
Yeah, if it's in his chest, that's unfortunately curtains for Jaime, because
nope.
All right. Well,
It's something to do with GT. It's either in GT or something in GT leads to it. One of the two.
we'll see if he's making that decision to go there now. He still has a few other things he could do, like, you know, the escort missions, or unless he had done those, but it looks like he's making the call on GT, so...
This is going to be a close entry into GT.
Yeah, they're going to be just a few seconds off of each other. Again, we might be looking at a left or right side decision here.
Yeah. Both Fur and eLmaGus are about to go into GT. Well, we'll see what the actual time difference is, but I'm guessing it's going to be like 30-40 seconds difference, maybe. Maybe not even that.
If the bow is not directly in Ganon's tower, I think that's going to give eLmaGus the advantage. I think if it's directly in Ganon's tower and they both do the same route, Furaime's going to, you know, keep his lead. The problem is if it's not in Ganon's tower, Furaime is going to have a little bit of a bigger search area because he's going to have, you know, the Skullwood's big chest, Hera basement.
Oh, that's right. He still has Hera basement.
You know,
I wonder if that's in the back of his mind. Okay, people, but give your guess. Oh, we already got guesses coming out. Let's see, 18, 23, 1, 16, 12, 4, 0. Okay, 0 if it's not in GT.
Yeah, it's about a 20-second difference right now. This is pretty insane.
It's not even a 20-second difference.
This is about 20 seconds.
Is it? Because on my screen, eLmaGus is about to go in, and Furaime went in at 45. It's not even like a 15-second difference.
I guess Boyne's gonna go ahead and we're gonna go with what he said and say it's a 17-second difference. They're both doing the same route.
They're both doing right side, skipping tower room.
Yeah, pick tower room.
Alright, if you guys ever wanted to see an execution battle, you're about to see it. Golly. I don't, if they only knew how close they were to each other.
Grabbing the key here. Probably didn't need to grab that key. I think you have plenty of keys. But, you know... You'd hate to key lock yourself in this dungeon when you are going to be checking, you know, more rooms than what you're normally accustomed to checking. But I think as long as you have 2 keys, you're fine.
Well, I mean, they have pretty much as many keys as they possibly could coming in here. They've checked mostly everything.
Yeah.
And there's a vanilla key right there.
5 keys to Ganon's tower, no big deal.
Oh my god, they're literally like 2 rooms apart. It's crazy.
Ether, huh? Alright. Ether strats in the skeleton, does kill him in 1 hit.
Oh. This is so close. It's nerve-wracking. I'm not even running and this is nerve-wracking.
Well, Furaime's struggling to hit the switch there. Gave up a few seconds in that room.
He kept getting body blocked by the skeleton dying. Yeah, and this top race, just for everyone who's joining us recently, this is a 2-0 race. They are currently both undefeated. They still haven't found it. They've got Rando Room, Ice Armos, and Tile Room left, and the big chest. He's just dropping bombs.
Yeah, I guess, you know, 30 was enough for him.
This has to be frustrating. Like, this has to be, like, frustrating and nerve-wracking at the same time. Like, he knows how good of a runner eLmaGus is. So he has to think that if it's not... Oh, there's the book.
There's your book.
They're not looking for the big key. They're looking for the bow. Big key's already found, but they don't have the bow to complete the gauntlet. So bow can be in big chest. Yep, bowless Armos incoming.
Yeah. He'll check the big chest before he goes to Armos, most likely.
That does not get checked that often.
Bowless Ice Armos. This is making
Oh,
me
and
happy.
eLmaGus didn't go check big chest, so now they're like even. Oh no.
No powder either. That's annoying. But yeah, like they opened that chest in tandem, so we'll see who has the better.
I think eLmaGus is like a second or two ahead now.
See who has the better Bolus Ice Armos fight. Yeah, he's gonna be equipping his Berna here. I don't know if spins do more damage on Armos. They're very unusual with how they take damage. But Candid Berna's putting in some good work here. This is some some entrance shuffle techniques that are coming into play right now.
Looks like Fur's having the way better fight.
Yeah, Berna just annihilates them. He had gotten all of them killed except one before Magus had gotten one of them down. But
is it here?
There's no bow here.
Oh my god. Towel room? Okay, we're doing towel room.
God, I would have went and checked Ether before I did tile room.
Well, see, that's still a play eLmaGus can make.
Yeah. If it's on Bombos, I think that's bad for Furaime because he's probably gonna do Hera Basement first.
Oh, this is just great though. Like this, this suspense. Because if it's not here, it's just like.
Yeah, it's this tile room or it's Ether
or it's on a
Bombos?
tablet. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh no.
And I hate to say I commentator's curse by calling this like 20 minutes ago.
Just put it in this tile room, please. It's not fair. Alright, so eLmaGus will be checking the tile room also.
Can't be ped.
Oh man.
It's not tile room. It's not in GT.
Oh lord.
It's on a tablet.
That's where he's heading.
Oh my goodness. If it's not on this tablet, though, we know exactly where it's at. Nope, it's on Bombos.
It's Bombos. I think that might do it for Amy, because he's gonna have to go do one more tower room and then go to Bombos. And
he might check Swamp Big too.
He's already done all that.
Or Skull Big, sorry.
Yeah, Skull Big, Bombos, or he has the one chest in Agate Tower.
Well, here's the thing. eLmaGus has less stuff or more stuff to check though because of the stuff he skipped.
Yeah, but he's not gonna go. He's not checking any of that.
He probably needs it at this point.
He is committed to those few skips.
Yeah, that's true.
What he might do if he didn't do the Smith or Purple Chest sequence is he might rat that down to Bombos. That could buy Furaime a little bit of time.
Oh my goodness.
So, this is a flute zone.
Yep.
Okay, that is what he's doing.
Alright,
this is getting close.
Yeah, we need Fur to go almost straight to Bombos, though.
He has two options left. Yes. Well, three options. He's got a chest in Skull Woods, or
a chest in Castle Tower.
Yeah.
And the Bombos tablet. I'm glad I got to commentate this race. Oh no, he's gonna skull woods first.
Did Magus not check? Oh, he didn't check.
Oh, he's thinking it might be. Oh, he didn't check bumper. Okay, I thought maybe he didn't check bumper cave. I was like, maybe he's wondering if he has to do Aga for bumper cave.
I swear to God. I mean, we have powder left that you can get from Bombos.
They're just wanting more quest chains into this.
That would have been a really interesting sequence, though, because you could have someone who just, wow, that was a sick bomb jump there. You got someone who faked powders and they finish, at 120, and you're going, how the hell did they do this?
Alright, so now we're doing... He's going straight for it.
Yeah. This is, I mean, we don't know. If he could be going north, he could be going south from this portal.
Come on, Fergo south. Okay. Because I want to see if it's here. Because if this is powder, it's gonna make me laugh even more. This bow has already been trolly as hell, and
I feel like if it's powder, he might go do that Agate Tower chest first and just kind of leave the bow in the last possible spot available in the game.
There it is.
Wow.
So the dip into GT to get the book to go to Bombo's tablet.
That's ridiculous, man.
And we're glad that we don't have this seed for our races. Wow. Everybody's going to be salty, because imagine if these two are salty, the bottom two runners ain't even caught up to that yet.
Yeah, Kirito was back in Ice Palace. We saw him take a death in there earlier. Gonzspor is going to go ahead and check out the dark mountain here.
Give me a second, I got to refresh. I just lost the stream.
We're good. We got it coming back up. No worries, guys. Just a small technical difficulty. Everything's back up and running. eLmaGus is turned in his purple chest. Now he is heading to check the Bombos tablet. Hopefully he does that before going into the swamp. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, he's going to be so far behind, though. Like, I wonder what they're going to think when we tell them when they went into GT. They were on each other's heels the first time.
He probably, still feels behind from his early routing, but I think just the sheer fact that whatever he found, or what he's finding in the bow here, and the fact that it's not in Skullwood, or not in the Swamp and Ice Palace probably makes him feel pretty good. But, we still have an execution rate. Gonzspor is actually going into Ganon's tower, so I must have... Okay, that was, right, the tracker was having some issues.
Yeah, it looks like the trackers are caught up to date now. So we actually do have multiple dungeons completed for both runners. That means Gonzspor is on his way to find the troll.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's going to go ahead and do his full clear of Ganon's tower, and
and for trackers, Gonzspor should have Bombos if he completed T-Rock. Not that that one's a big deal right now, but...
Furaime almost fell there.
I mean, Furaime would need to have, like, a triple fall at Ganon, I think, at this point.
Oh, not even that. He's like, what is it, maybe 3 or 4 minutes? That's like... That could be one fall, depending on how you time it.
Just one bad bat hit?
Yeah, towards, the end of the fight. Yeah, you definitely don't want to it's a little bit more time consuming, especially when the race is close. You don't see how much those seconds cost you until you're really compared up to somebody who's capitalizing on them.
Called it at the beginning of the seed when we saw the pendants, but that's still, to me, that's still too trolly.
This is too much.
Like, I knew it was a possibility, so for those joining us in chat, with the way Keysanity works and the logic, there's 3 items that can be super trolls, depending on how everything lays out. The bow, as you've seen, the ice rod, because it's only needed for Trinex, and the GT Big Key.
And then the boots, just because...
Well, you may just never find the boots, but that's fine. You don't need the boots to complete a seed.
You do, really, though. Maybe not physically, but like mentally, you need them.
I've actually, I think, had more bootless seeds in Keysanity than I've had the boots in the seeds.
Yeah, the boots don't really lock that much in Keysanity. They lock a little bit more in open mode, just because there's a greater percentage chance that they just completely lock you out of desert, so they have to be somewhat required eventually.
So yeah, we do have another race on Speed Gaming coming up close after this while we're watching them Gauntlet race this. There's another race at 4 Eastern, so it'll be in about an hour. For those of you who are liking the Keysanity action. And it should be another really good race.
Yeah, there's some... Let me pull up the schedule before I just start talking. Sometimes I just like to run my mouth without actually knowing what I'm talking about. Usually all the time. There's racing in there, though.
The next race is Problems IRL and the OK Guy.
I'm more excited about this match that's coming at 11 o'clock tonight against Willer J. Bradley. I just saw that one. Yeah, we have Willer J. Bradley at 11 p.m. playing IB Karma.
I've already congratulated Willard on his victory. I don't know how he's 1-1.
This is Keysanity. You know how to win. Go to GT and then go to Bombo's tablet. You'll make up an hour. Alright, so...
Yeah, Cyclone just posted it. Yeah, the next race is the OK Guy versus Problems and Jim versus Serox.
Oh, that's awesome right there. I kind of wanted to do stuff today, but I guess, you know what? Real life can wait. We got Rando to watch.
Well, Fur's already down Daga 2. And eLmaGus is still climbing the tower.
Yeah. eLmaGus does need some help at this point. Man, something to note, like, how many chests did Furaime skip in this game? Look at his time right now. Is a blistering pace for basically 100% seed. I guess you do save a decent amount of time not having to clear, the bosses of Eastern and Pod, but that's...
Yeah, so he didn't do Dark Castle Tower chest, the maze chest. He didn't do Eastern Palace boss and Pod boss. And I believe that's pretty much it. And Powder, because they never found it. It's probably on top of the gauntlet.
Yeah, or in, the 4 or 5 chests locked by...
Bow, yeah. Oh, that's true. He did skip the 2 bow chests and right side of Pod.
Right, yep. He's on phase 3 of his Ganon fight. I mean... As a runner, you know that, like, everybody is probably going to 100% this seed just based on where that bow was, but at this point, you just kind of hope that the route decisions you took, made you up the most time. Yeah, he does have 19 hearts. I hope he doesn't die, because he didn't get that red mail. He could go get it now if he wanted to.
Well, no, Gonzspor. He lit all the torches, and the door shut in his face when he tried to dash to it.
That's the worst. All right, one more silver hit.
No. Okay, he got through the door. And Furaime is officially going to win this race.
GG. That puts him at 3-0, so that's a great spot to be in, and he's definitely earned his way here. eLmaGus is a worthy opponent to take a win off of.
Alright, so Fur has finished in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 45 seconds. And he's already got a GG from eLmaGus as well.
I don't think he's going to interview. He doesn't have a mic. It's unfortunate. We'd love to hear his thoughts on the race. He likes to come and hang out and chat, and he'll probably say something, about like, how about that bombos? That sounds like a Furaime thing to do. So if you see him in chat, feel free to congratulate him. Time for another one. I feel like I would never want to play this game again after this seed.
These are the seeds that you have bad dreams about in Keysanity, because these can happen.
I just woke up in cold sweats in the middle of the night. I was climbing the gauntlet, but I didn't have the hook shot. I didn't know what to do. The boots were nowhere to be found.
Oh, dude, that actually happened the other night. Someone climbed the entire Ganon's tower without hookshot. Checked everything up to Moldorm.
Time to pull up that how to hover tutorial.
Was in Tower of Hera, I believe, which was Pendant. It was in the big chest of it.
Oh, at least they were close by, but wow. Climbing the gauntlet before you check those 3 chests, that's insane.
Well, it's because they didn't have the Tower of Hera big key. It was somewhere trolly too. It was like they had to finish Thieves Town and go back.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was like direct line. It was like they missed the key and it was like everything just trolled.
So Gonzspor cleared out Ganon's tower, doing his due diligence here to, check a tablet. Nope, not there. What the heck?
Going to check the other tablet.
Where is this bow?
No, he's gonna check where? Shovel? Looks like shovel.
Yeah. That actually saves him some time too, because he hadn't dug this up yet, so he probably won't be interested in going up to Hera basement before he checks bombos.
And GG for eLmaGus.
Yeah, GG, eLmaGus finishing with an official time, hour 57 minutes and 34 seconds. About 3 minutes and 10-second difference between first and second today. We'll see if he wants to come in and express his feelings / hatreds toward Keysanity after, this seed. Ooh, Gonzspor is going Aga Tower.
Which is fine. He still had some locations he hadn't checked. There is another race going on. This is the 0-2 bracket down at the bottom. Obviously, it looks like Gonzspor. I'm fairly certain Gonzspor has a fairly substantial lead right now.
Yeah, he's already finished Swamp itself, but he has to. He didn't check the chest, so he's coming back in to check. I guess all the chests here. He definitely does have the Ganon's Tower big key because the big chest has been opened. Another 19 art finish, and now Gonzspor is going to Bombos to get his bow.
I'm interested, like Chad. I want to see what these item counts look like.
Yeah, Yeah, I'd say it's probably a, you know, like 200, 201, 202, maybe high 190s. It's really hard to get a lot higher than that, though. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna say 194. That's my guess.
See, I intentionally 100% a seed one time, and it still almost took me 3 hours. Now we're getting a item count guessing game. Chat's already started it themselves.
And we are joined by eLmaGus. GG, sir. Fun seed, right?
It wasn't that bad, honestly. I'm like, of course, it looks like the bow is in a really stupid location, but if you actually think about it, it makes sense. So, like, yeah, I don't know. So I pretty much threw it all away on my own accord.
Well, it's kind of funny. So Fur took the early advantage. Fur actually dark roomed the escape super early, so he had Dark World access probably like 12 minutes into the race. So he was leading quite a bit right there, and then
You cut out just a bit there, Karma. But what he was saying is that, yeah, Furaime did get the early Dark World access, and he was just he did Kakariko just a pinch later, so he was a little bit more efficient on his clears, and then he got the mitts just a pinch earlier as well. Everyone kind of had to do exactly the same things, see, just because of how trolly it was, but just, you know, the sequencing, kind of the silly stuff of Keysanity seemed to have pushed him a little bit ahead.
I think he probably did Hera earlier, and that's probably what did it.
Yes.
Honestly. Like, the early Dark World access wasn't really an advantage, to be honest, because you had to do all the stuff anyways. It's probably that he had Boots earlier, which pushed it over the edge at the end. But if I was smarter, I would have done that earlier too, but I'm stupid, so I didn't. Basically, we had a 50-50 at some point, whether we want to do Thieves Town first or Hera. I would assume that he did Hera first.
He did Thieves Town first.
Ah, nice. Okay. Then he must have had a couple single locations that left, like...
He did, like, everything, actually. He skipped the one chest in Aga Tower. I think that was the only thing he didn't check.
Yep.
Check the Agonist Cave and everything? That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, he did everything. Again, it's the weird sequencing thing. If you go back and rewatch it, it was just... You save, you know, just those few transitions, you know, throughout the 2-hour race.
What was his opening, actually, then? That's interesting.
He went Uncle, or excuse me, not Uncle. He went to Sash from Houlihan, so it got him the sword early.
Okay. Now that makes sense. Okay, yeah. I was like, huh? Yeah, I don't know. That makes a lot more sense then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, even just the little things too, of like doing the Thieves Town area before Skull Woods. I mean, you know, that just saves you.
Yeah,
like 20
that
seconds
was another. Yeah.
But that's not what decided the race, though. You guys, when you got to GT, the first trip into GT, you entered 15 seconds after him.
Yeah, and I could have won if I didn't check the Village of Outcast stuff. I probably would have won at that point. I mean, the difference now is 3 minutes, but that's only because I was defeated and I died to Ganon because of that. So, 99% sure I would have won if I didn't check that and would have just gone to Bombos immediately.
Well, see, we were interested. We were interested because we were like, you had that check you could do, and we didn't fault you for doing that check. He had done it earlier.
It's like, see, the thing is, aside from the fact that we're racing with 4 people in the channel, my thought is, like, logically, it must be there, because if it was in Village of Outcasts, he would have finished earlier, right? But at the same time, I'm like, there's a small chance that he did the exact same thing and didn't do it. So, like, I have to check. It's really, really, I don't know. It's really weird how that works out. Even though, like, I must understand that it's on Bombo's template. I must understand that, but somehow I'm doubting myself and still check in the Village of Outcasts for no reason. I don't know. That's a really weird play, and it's actually really, really bad, to be honest. Especially considering we're actually racing with 4 people in the IRC channel, so I should realize that. Like, if somebody must have found the bow if it was there. So, like, that's just, like, totally on me. Totally on me. Yeah. Wish I could slap myself for that one more than one time, but what can you do? That sort of stuff really upsets me personally, because it's a mistake that shouldn't happen. But yeah, what can you do? Well played to him. That's a really strong opening, actually. That he did then.
It worked out very well for him. Everything was lined up. Yeah. Using the IRC stuff is interesting too. I mean, yeah, you can definitely get some information from it. Like, they haven't finished yet, so it's obviously not here. But like, on the other hand, like, if they finish, then you already lost. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you can never. There's like this time in between where people could have finished if it was on a certain spot, or, you know, they're close to being done, maybe, you know, and you have to kind of, you know, in your head think about the possibilities on how that could potentially unfold, and it's a really weird mind game with yourself, at least as I have that going on every race I do. Like, I don't know. It's fun, but it's also really, really, it makes me at least do mistakes sometimes like this, unfortunately.
I just minimize it. That's too much extra stuff to worry about.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, it's a nice thrill. That's for sure. But yeah, it's sad that it forced me into making this mistake, unfortunately.
Well, Gonzspor is on his way to the Ganon fight, and Kirito is in T-Rock.
Dang.
Yeah, Kirito's had a rough race of it. He's been pushing through, though. He had a death in Ice Palace and had to duck out, and he had to go back to Ice Palace later. And it's sad because there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gonzspor looks like he's going to be advancing to 1-2, and Kirito is going to be going to 0-3. But you're still not in a bad spot. You're going to 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, I'm confident that I can still make it, but like, at this point it's almost impossible, because not only do I have to win the remainder of my matches, but then I have to win against like 1 million other runners that are equally as good. So like, I don't know. It's going to be.
I think top 2 may be able to get in. It just depends on how the last round plays out. Because I think going into the last round, there's a potential for 6 or 7 undefeateds.
Yeah, exactly. So 7 would even be really, really bad for me at this point. But yeah, I gotta hope for 6, please.
Keysanity is just crazy too. I mean, again, it's kind of an equalizer. You can play a little bit better than someone, but you know, you can still lose by 45 minutes. You know, even to add what you said about watching the IRC times, like, what if the bow was on the powder that was in GT, but somebody fake powdered, and then they finish, you know, at 120? You're staring at IRC like, what did they do?
Yeah, stuff like that is really funny.
But you just completed a 185 check in 157. That's got to feel pretty good.
The thing is, it's not like the seed was bad. Like I said, we could check a lot of things in one go. That's really, and the biggest thing is that we didn't have to go into pod more than one time. We immediately had complete pod access, pretty much. Like, and that's a big thing in Keysanity, because sometimes you have to double dip pod, and it's a long way to pod, and all that good stuff. We had an early mirror, we had relatively early boots, relatively early flute, so. The thing is, though, if a seed is truly like this, that's another thing that ran through my head. Normally, the seed should take like 2 hours and 10 minutes, you know, and that's also, like, I was really surprised how well it was going, like, progression-wise at some point, but at the same time, it's also kind of scary when you are missing one item, so, yeah. These things are really weird, especially in Keysanity, but...
Most definitely, yeah. It's something else, this mode. And just, you know, a little thing can really get you.
Mm-hmm. It's one item, location, one key, or whatever, and you can be... All of a sudden, you're 5 minutes behind because of that.
Yep. It's it's a lot of fun.
Alright, just an update for chat. Gonzspor did finish with a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, 14 seconds, and he will be joining us shortly.
Nice.
So he did win his race. He will be going to 1-2. Not going to be in the brackets, but you know, can still have a good finish overall. Can still have a 3-2 finish. But yeah, I mean, you're in first race. Like, you can ask Ack. We were on the edge of our seats for that bow find.
Of course, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when I cleared GT, I was like, okay, I lost the race. In reality, I could have still won, but no, I'm just like totally turning off my brain. I don't know.
And hello, Gons. GG on your win on your race.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
GG, dude.
That was quite a look for the bow.
Yeah, that was it got everybody, that's for sure.
Kirito still looking. Kirito is actually still in desert.
I just think that shouldn't be allowed, you know. If you're going to, you know, put the bow on a tablet, you know, to finish the game, just stick it on Ether. Like, it's fine. We'll full clear GT and give you the good laugh, but let us just mirror, check the tablet, then go right back in.
Yeah, if only.
Not the, like, furthest one away.
I mean, I'm sure chat got a kick out of it. Chat went off when they realized it wasn't in GT.
Yeah, this definitely was a Twitch chat dream seed, that's for certain. Only they could have incorporated the pedestal.
So how did you feel overall, Gons? You got a headache from that one?
Until I cleared GT and realized I was missing the bow still. Leading up to that point, it wasn't too bad. A few of the bosses were dropping things I needed. Lining up pretty well, but going into GT and not finding the bow was rough.
Yeah, that was pretty much the same thing Magus had said about the seed too, and it really did appear that way. It had a lot of, you know, good flow to it. You could just kind of go from one place to the other. It didn't really feel like you were, you know, wasting that much time, I guess.
Time wasted, and a lot of the overworld, once you cleared a big section, you ended up finding something that would open up another big section and kind of just nicely for a while.
Yeah. Do you pay attention to IRC at all? Were you somewhat, you know, worried, like, why has no one finished this yet? What's going on?
I try not to look at that until I get to Agatu and then pull it up and get ready at that point. But
I like it.
Look, after I had full cleared GT, I was wondering finished yet.
Kirito's on their way to find the big troll of the seed.
He finished up his last crystal, so he can go ahead and open up Ganon's tower and be like, all right, I'll get my bow and win the game. It's not going to be that easy, though.
It's such a bad bow location, though. You're right. It's not that it's like not logical. By all means, it's logical. It's just super trolly for you guys as runners. Like, I called that the bow was going to be super trolly when we found out Pod and Eastern were both pendants. I was like, oh yeah, the bow is going to be super freaking troll this seed. It can literally be anywhere. I didn't
that
mean
was
to
a
call
big
that.
sign.
I didn't mean the commentators curse you guys that bad.
A little bit annoying too that on your way, you know, from finishing Turtle Rock and all that, it gave you like a couple of other fetch quests located around the world to do as well, and then it's just kind of a guessing game at that point. You got your other castle tower key, or yeah, you got your first castle tower key, and then the Skullwood's big key.
Yeah, I decided to check out the castle tower and the shovel area for heading off to do Fat Fairy and Bombos tablet at the same time.
Oh yeah, well,
Quest did throw me
eLmaGus was fun. He decided to open up Swamp without the Swamp Small Key and got the shovel.
Oh, were you feeling high hopes about that sequence there? Whenever that happened, we hadn't even found the Swamp Small Key at that point, so we were like, "Is this going to lead to something?"
Oh.
You know, it's funny that Swamp Small Key was in plain sight the whole time, but nobody really knew what it was for the longest time.
Right. You had to go everywhere and get everything. Spike Cave having progress is always silly too.
Yeah, and big progress at that. That was the minutes.
Yeah.
My collection rate's just pulling up on my screen. A minute.
Yes, we'll see if you beat Fur and eLmaGus. eLmaGus was a 185. Fur had a 191.
I think it's going to be pretty tough to beat Furaime's record here. Ooh, Kirito's having some trouble. He's gotten wall mastered twice now.
Yeah, he's bonked his head into the wall. He also had the door open and then charged the wrong way and the door closed by the time he corrected it.
Oh, Gonzspor, high score, man. 195. Very good.
I think that's my highest ever in any of these races, so I'll take it proudly.
I don't even know. I guess it's possible to get a 216. I actually tried once, and I got a 214. I could not find where I missed.
I do believe the keys under pot still count.
Do they?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's been updated or not, but I think 218 might actually be the max. So you actually have two over. Unless that's been fixed or not, I'm not sure. That was a thing.
Oh yeah, Young in chat is saying that I got the high score checking the chest upstairs. I was low on hearts and I was looking for the powder, really hoping that I'd bump into it, and I got really lucky up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
the powder was
never.
up there. Okay.
We hadn't found powder yet, so we figured it had to be up there. It was either there or it was in a bow lock location outside.
A bit desperate. I didn't have anything in bottles. Of course, Cape was locked behind Aga, and I think it was, yeah, Cape was locked behind Aga.
Which had the red mail locked on Bumper Cave.
It's interesting that he chose to go this way with no magic.
Yeah,
Yep,
this
got knocked
way's a
off.
little difficult.
And he got knocked off. And he has to exit the ring.
Yeah, this is definitely not a fun path to take. It's pretty difficult, especially with no magic. Kind of have to tank a hit from that fire bar there to get through.
He finally just gonna mirror back. Oh, he's got to check left side anyways. Bo is on the Bombos tablet. Kirito's got about 40 minutes to find it and beat the seed. So he does get a little longer. We just get to chill and watch him, and hope that he manages to get through this nightmare of an ending right here.
Kirito has no shields. Were all three shields in Ganon's tower?
We saw, no, one was Fat Fairy.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so 2 of them are in here then.
Both Magus and Ferg both got the one off of Fat Fairy. Golly, I feel so bad because he's not gonna find it, and I wonder what he's gonna think.
Probably think he's got to go check those tablets. It seemed to be pretty intuitive to everyone, and I don't imagine he has that much left.
Yeah, he's got to be like everybody else. He has to be running low on spots.
Nice boomerang.
Alright, Philion said 216 might be correct now
Yeah,
for the item
I
counts.
was adding the double. I know back when they added the Fat Fairy chest, they hadn't updated the credits to match it, but it's very difficult to get that number.
Yeah, like I said, the closest I got was 214, and it was 2 hours 40 something minutes or 50 minutes.
And very rarely will you have a C2 where like you just want to pick up everything. I mean, if the pod keys count, there's like 1 or 2 in Mire that you're just never gonna touch. Rarely do you even need to mess with the one in Ice Palace. Like you would have to work very hard to get everything.
That's pretty intuitive. He did not finish GT, and he got the book, and he just went straight outside.
He's not gonna check Ether though?
No.
Okay.
That's really intuitive. He didn't check Tile Room, he didn't check Ice Armos, he didn't check Bob.
Or the big chest. I would be curious to think if...
That's something I want to ask, why he decided to do that. No, he's going straight for Bombo's tablet.
If you know that, you know, you can beat Armos without a bow, surprisingly enough, not very many people know that, just because you very rarely run into the situation where, you know, it's something you would do.
Yeah. I guess that could be it, but he could still check Bob's chest.
Yeah, or the big chest,
or the Tower Room. I'm curious why he routed straight here. I mean, it's the right decision, obviously, but...
Hey. He'll get his bow, so he's rewarded for it.
No, there's no communication. They're not allowed to have their Twitch chats up. If their Twitch chat's active, it has to be in emote-only modes. They're not allowed to have... I mean, nobody really communicates in the MIRC for stuff like that. There's no spoilers while the race is ongoing.
Answer a question in chat. The logic most certainly can account for the ability to beat Ice Armos without the bow. It's not required to beat them at all. We have some other modes that take advantage of this knowledge, like Randomizer and Entrance Shuffle, where you could consistently be fighting Armos without a bow. Even just to take some time to hype up Entrance Shuffle some more. They have re-released some new modes for it now, and now single entrances are mixed with the multi-entrance cave, so now like practically any cave can be anywhere. It's a lot of fun. In case no one's given it a try, I strongly suggest it. Throw a little Keysanity with that too, and it's a good time.
Like 3-4 hour time, but
I haven't had over a 3-hour one yet.
I'm saying for us normal people.
What are you trying to say?
Some of you guys are actually good at this game. Some of us just play it.
Not me. We've got the same record in the tournament, so don't sell yourself short.
Did you see how I won my first match?
You won it. That's all that matters.
And
This
did
is
you see how I
Keysanity.
lost? Did you see how I lost my second match? I lost with boots when my opponent didn't have boots. And it's the same in the first match. I won without boots when my opponent had boots.
Well, you were just giving back then. That's all you were doing.
Kirito's been trucking through this. He's been troopering through this.
Yeah,
I'm actually happy to see this.
Butter Sword and Silvers, you know, you're in a good spot to finish up the game here. Half magic. Probably hoping he had that powder, but, you know, if he wants to open a couple more chests, he'll get it.
Yeah, he got 2 to 3 potions before he came up here, too, so he's set.
Even better.
So, the questions, because I see eLmaGus doing different things in here, too. What's faster, the sword swiping for the mimics? Or, because I still do the statue pull. Is it that much of a difference, or does anybody know?
I don't think it's... If it is a difference, maybe it's a second slower, if that. That's kind of what this game turns down to, you know, if you're going to optimize it from an MG standpoint, which I don't want to give too much information on, because I'm not the best at that.
Okay, because I can't ever get the sword slashes to work every single time. Like, I try it in Mimic Cave, and even in Mimic Cave, they don't always move every time I sword slash and hit a direction. That's probably just me being bad, though.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure your, I guess, directionals are correctly put. You kind of have to do a sharp, you know, downward slash to get him to move from beneath being tucked in the 2 blocks. And once you get him past that, then you're good. But like everything else in this game, you know, it gets caught on corners, kind of weird and stuff. So you just gotta play with it till you find something that works.
Got to run up the gauntlet here by Kirito. While we're waiting on Kirito, anybody in chat have any questions for any of the runners? It's always a good time when chat gets to ask a couple questions.
They might be busy watching the other run that's currently on Speed Gaming 3, which again is a bunch of really good runners also. I might even be cheating a little bit and checking out that race myself, and it looks very interesting, so if you're not watching that one, you should be. Don't do anything today. Cancel all your plans, just watch Rando all day until this tournament's over, so...
Oh, okay. That one... Oh, okay. Following us on Speed Gaming 1, we have Terror versus Lugaroo. And that starts in 30 minutes.
That'd be another good race there, too. Wow.
Yeah, is that a 2-0 race? Or are they 1-1?
I believe that's a 1-1 race. But I could... Actually, you know what? Let me check. Wait, I would hate to... You're giving wrong information and throwing shade at the runners here. Gotta do a lot of scrolling to see this. There's only like 208 people in this tournament. Lugaroo is 1-1, so...
Terror is too. Terror actually lost to eLmaGus last round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're both good runners, though. I've seen both of them around the community for a while.
Yeah, they both have been playing a while. I remember running with Lugaru when I first started back in, I guess, May. Been playing this for like half a year. Oh my god.
question from the chat is how difficult is it to learn the basic glitches in the game?
By basic, I'm assuming like minor glitches such as, fake flippering. It's really not that hard at all. I think I didn't really know how to fake flipper when I first started, but just kind of watching someone do it, like, it made a little bit of sense. You might not be able to do it as fluid as others, but I mean, with that one, you're just basically a pixel away from the screen transition, and you jump in the water, then, hold the direction to transition as you hit the water. Some of the bomb jumps can be a little bit tricky to learn, but yeah.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
I was going to say, following on yours, the Ice Palace bomb jump is fairly easy to learn, and it's the most useful. I would highly recommend looking into that Ice Palace bomb jump as one of your first minor glitches to learn.
And if you're looking for like any help or tutorials, I have the Discord there. Everyone is almost always more than happy to help out, and there are so many tutorials and guides and stuff. And I mean, even more of this stuff is being made just to kind of give out the new information as things go. The best way to learn this stuff, though, is, man, it's really just by playing. Just keep playing, keep an open mind. You'll start learning things as you go. You definitely don't need to know any of that stuff to start off for sure, though.
So just because we haven't done it yet on this race, give a heads up to our trackers. They've been doing a great job, both Sabo Tender and Filion in the background. Been tracking 4 different screens for you, so it's not an easy job. Also, props to the behind the scenes that make all the races possible. You got all the restreaming crew, the admins, everybody who does the setup work. I mean, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff you guys don't get to see. And also, the runners are amazing. You get to see some of the craziest races, like even just that intense part between eLmaGus and Fur, where they were 15 seconds apart. I mean, you see like these insane little sections of runs that are just fun to watch. So props to everybody that was involved.
Yeah, definitely give the runners a follow. Entertaining us with that mad scramble to find the bow.
Kirito is finally in his Ganon fight. He's currently in phase 2. And phase 3, heal, oh!
He decided to tough that one out, and he skated right through that gap the fire bats created.
Oh, I'm so afraid.
Yeah,
I want him to drink a blue potion so bad.
I think he has them available. He can't take a fire bat hit, though. That will kill him with blue now.
He's just braving this with that 1.5 heart.
Low on that one. That's all right. Oh yeah. Usually don't have enough time to get in that last slash unless you're really quick on all the other ones. Hopefully he gets in this one here, because else he's gonna have to drink his blue potion, which he didn't want to do, and he didn't need it because he's a professional at this game. So he'll be finishing this monster seed now.
This is definitely a race that was fun to commentate. I will give it that. GG to Kirito.
Yeah, official time of 2 hours 34 minutes and 2 seconds. That is actually quite the accomplishment, with this seed that has you basically open every chest in the game.
We're going to see if we can get him in here for a couple minutes before we have to clear out for the next crew.
Yeah, I think he's earned it.
Oh, and speaking of next crew, if you're gonna stay and watch the Terralugaru race, you're gonna be listening to X Rock and Crazy Dude with Dude on tracking.
Dude, the God Tracker, replacing the other God Tracker who couldn't be tracking that race because he's racing. But I'm sure if you gave Terra the option, he would track and race at the same time.
I'm pretty sure Dude could probably do a 16-man track.
I did a 4-man by myself once. I think I would rather do Fighter Sword Trinex than do that again. that was very difficult.
Oh, so just so you guys can know what Fur posted as a comment. Fur said this is the second seed in the tourney that he's had to leave GT to go get his Go mode item. GG, Kirito.
Thanks. I really need to learn how to do bomb jumps.
You just got trolled a little bit. Everybody got trolled by the ending.
Yeah, that bowl was a pain in the tush to find.
And
Yeah, that
GG Kirito.
Thanks.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
I just had a question for you specifically. So you grabbed the book out of the rando room. You didn't go check Ice Armos. You didn't go check the big chest. You skipped Bob's chest. You skipped Tile Room. And you skipped Ether Tablet and went straight to Bombo's Tablet. Why?
I don't know.
Just a gut feeling, or?
Mm-hmm.
We figured maybe you didn't know you could kill Ice Armos without bow.
Well, I know that I can actually I can hurt to the Armos since with a sword it doesn't matter since I found out by accident when I was actually playing by myself or just racing in general.
But GG, man, for just being able to accomplish a seed like this is an incredible feat on its own. It's it made you do everything, so
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm actually surprised that I didn't actually with all the seeds that I've been running with Keysanity, it's usually always it's either one, grab all the chests in the dungeons, or two, I had to actually complete the dungeons to get the actual items that I need. I was actually contemplating of actually going straight to Turtle Rock right after I got the Cane of Samaria and finished that before I went to Swampor or complete the Desert Palace. I don't know why, but I keep on grabbing the skull to grab the bottom treasure chest in Hookshot Cave.
right. Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of that, and you unfortunately picked up the pot before you you bonked over. We don't miss a thing. By that I mean we miss a lot of things, but it was a tough one, and it was very difficult for anyone to not 100% the seed, so to speak. You really had to do kind of everything. It just made sense, and at least it was nice and let things line up for you, opposed to giving you just a bunch of holes at the end, and then you end up doing GT anyways after double dipping, triple dipping 6,000 times.
Mm-hmm. I gotta practice some fights, and I know I can do a Fighter Sword, Master Sword fight to Moth. I know Master Sword. I could do Master Sword Ganon. Just gotta make sure I have some blue pots on me.
Yeah. And practice makes all those things definitely come in due time.
You should have seen me when I did Master Sword Ganon the first time. That was harsh. I did not even know that I was supposed to spin attack to actually do damage on Ganon.
Yeah. That probably would have been a little bit of a surprise when you're slashing him and it's doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I should have when on a practice with Moth Fighter Sword. I could actually somehow by dumb luck, I was able to on my first spin attack with Moth. Somehow I got a double on it. Getting what was that?
Oh, nothing. I was just. No, you're good. Sorry about that.
Oh, hold on, Dog Hunter. There's no possible way for Fighter Sword Ganon, since Fire Sword basically does 1 damage at least.
Yeah, Fighter Sword doesn't damage Ganon. You have to have at least Master. Because it takes Master with spin attacks to damage them. Like a regular slash with Master doesn't even damage it. So yes, to answer chat, no. Fighter Sword Ganon, impossible.
Plus, I'm not even sure. Actually, I did try hammering Ganon, but that does not work.
It does in Swordless.
Huh. I don't.
Well, because you don't have a sword, they had to add a way to damage Ganon, so hammer is the way you damage him.
I tried to hammer him. I don't know where the precise spot to do that, since I was trying to. I was on my first one with Master Sword Ganon. I can't even hit Ganon with the hammer.
I think that hammer only damages him in Silverless though.
Swordless,
So that
yeah.
might be the reason you couldn't find the spot. It's because I don't think it damages him in normal mode. They had to rewrite the coding on the hammer in order for it to damage him in Swordless.
That's correct.
So the only time you'll be able to officially hammer Ganon is if you run a Swordless.
I can't do Swordless. I'm not experienced with hammers.
All you gotta do is run a swordless, and then you'll be a pro by the end of it.
Yeah, there's other weapons. You have the bow, you have the Keysanity, you have the rods, the medallions, the hook shot.
We saw Berna play a really big role in this race as well, because I mean that gave Furaime, like 10 or 20 seconds alone on that race, which was very crucial at the time he grabbed them.
Yeah, one thing I was surprised. Basically, 30 minutes into the game, he gets Butter Sword.
Oh yeah, you guys got early gut butter. It is possible to beat Ganon boatless, yes. Yeah, you can, if you have Master Sword or higher, you can spin slash him to death. But Master Sword takes forever.
Yeah. I done that, man. It took a long time. The first time I did the Master Sword Ganon, I keep on restocking on pots. Ran out of it on my last pot. I ran out of my rubies on my last pot. Somehow I got lucky to be Ganon with Master Sword, and I had silver and bolt. If I should. No, never mind.
Well, we do need to start wrapping up. We do got another race starting in about 10 minutes. They're going to need to get the restream and everything ready for.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching the channel, and thank you to the trackers and to commentaries.
Not a problem. Thank you guys for running. Is there any last things you guys want to throw in about the seed?
Not off the top of my head.
Alright. Anything else from you, Ack?
Oh no, GG, yeah. Thank you for commentating with me. Yeah, thanks to the runners, you know. We'll see you guys next week for sure. Yeah, stay tuned. We got another race coming on in like 10 minutes, so the random never stops.
What's the race that's coming up?
Yeah,
Terra
Lugaru.
versus Lugaru.
So it's another LTTP rando.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys have a nice day. And
You too.
too, chat.
And chat, have a nice day. Enjoy the rando for the rest of your day.